Rashad, why you didn't
Anyways,
hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Shout out to New York though. Shout out to Zero. All right. The tragic downfall of Hub's life. Shouts out to Cameron. Reacted to his videos before. He's the one who did the Black YouTube Has a Problem. I love that series and stuff like that. Eminem is a buffoon as well. Oh, Eminem with the Democrats, but that was funny. That's funny. But yeah. Shouts out to Cameron, man. We'll get into this. I think Hub's life, based off of the thumbnail, he's the white dude who just showed like the life of a regular 20-year-old working the job, and his whole thing was like just being a regular guy. That was his whole appeal and stuff like that. So I don't know what he did, or I guess he quit his job and became a full-time content creator. Anyways, let's watch the video and see what happened. Shout out Cameron.
Unemployed videos you guys have ever watched, but I feel like it was just I just gotta talk about this. This was actually recommended to me from a member in my Discord server, so make sure to go join that up, link in the description. But yeah, it all starts here, right? There's this influencer who goes by the name of Hub's Life. Now, Hub's Life is not just an influencer, he's a lifestyle influencer, and he's a lifestyle influencer who shows off his daily routine working a 9-to-5. Here's one of his videos: day in the life of a guy with a 9-to-5. As you can see, pack up and head out for the day. That's one of his staples, slowly putting the MacBook inside the backpack. Senior analyst at a Fortune 500 company. He says he genuinely enjoys what he does.
That music just sounds like it's gonna get copyrighted. I need to go back too and mute the rest of it. Because Cameron ain't doing nothing but reading out what the caption is saying. All right, here we go.
Lifestyle influencer showing off his daily routine. Whatever, right? That's cool. Now, some people see his content as depressing. They see his lifestyle and they're like, God, no, I would never want to live like this. This man is stuck in the matrix. This man's living in a simulation, which I can understand. The music does make this very depressing. If the music was different, I feel like it'd be less depressing. Like, imagine if this man had Passion Fruit by Drake in the background instead of this. The vid would be more of a vibe, but that's besides the point. While many people do see his content as depressing, others found his content very refreshing. I mean, when everyone online is living this extraordinary life with Lambos, mansions, and all the finer things, he's over here living a pretty normal life with a 9-to-5 office job. That's 10 times more relatable than most styles of content. And he was also a huge advocate for this 9-to-5 lifestyle. In this video, you can see he says, normalize the 9-to-5 life. Social media portrays a false reality where normal is associated with becoming financially free at age 20 and being your own boss, etc. What I'm saying is, it's okay to work a normal job and live a normal life. You can still be successful and still be happy, which I agree with. I completely agree with that. I've said this many times on the channel before, but a lot of people will see a 16-year-old with a Lambo and believe that they need to get that when they're 16 or maybe even younger, which is not true because that's just very, very, very unrealistic. Don't get me wrong, it's possible, but that isn't normal and that shouldn't be normalized, you know? And a lot of people think that they're behind in life because they're not the same level.
Everything is possible
as that 16-year-old, when in reality, they're doing just fine. But here's another video where he says, so it turns out you don't need to quit your job. You don't need to escape the matrix, in quotes. And you don't need to be a millionaire by 30 either. Turns out the grass is greener where you water it. Use your 9-to-5 to build the life you want. Now keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Use your 9-to-5 to build the life you want. But yeah, Hub's Life, he's a pretty big advocate for this 9-to-5 lifestyle. And in most of his videos on IG, I notice he'll also use this hashtag, normalize the norm. And from him being relatable, he's garnered a pretty big audience on TikTok and Instagram. And he continued to create his content, you know, until he got to a point where he didn't need to work his job anymore. So he decided to quit. Last day at my 9-to-5. Yep, you read that right. Today marks the end of an era. I've been struggling for a while now. Imagine working a full-time job, filming that full-time job, editing and posting a video of that job every day for 700 plus days, and becoming a new dad on top of that. It starts to wear on you. You start to show up less in all facets of life. You start going through the motions in everything you do. You start forgetting why you started this in the first place. So I've made this decision.
It sounds like he was just being fake positive when he was like, it ain't nothing wrong with working a job. I like a job, this and that. He gave you the reality, like he said when he said, use the 9 to 5 to build the life you want. It's just a thing, bro. Like, all right, we'll play the video.
Based on what's best for myself, my family, and you guys, today I will be leaving my 9 to 5 to pursue a new kind of 9 to 5. A person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it. That's a nice little quote right there. Now, a lot of people did not take Hub's Life quitting very lightly. In the comments, you can see a lot of people in uproar that he actually quit. You tried to sell us that it's okay to have a 9 to 5 job, and now you're leaving that life because you can escape from it and because of the social media opinions. So disappointing. This guy spent so much time trying to normalize and glorify the 9 to 5 only to get out of the 9 to 5. Moral of the story is working the 9 to 5 is okay, but the goal should always be to get out of the rat race. So as you can see, a lot of people are angry that he quit. Now, you may be wondering, what is his new profession since he quit this 9 to 5 office job that he had? Well, it's being a full-time influencer. He still does his day in the life videos, except they're less relatable to his audience. And people absolutely hate that. And people are also hating, as you can see, because he was this TikToker glorifying the 9 to 5 lifestyle and that normal life, saying it's completely fine to work, yet he ended up ultimately quitting his 9 to 5 job to becoming an influencer. And videos like this don't help his case at all. When you build a following big enough to leave your 9 to 5, but your content revolves around the 9 to 5, so you can't quit your job, read the caption. And in the caption, it says, will you quit your job to do social media full time? I get this question all the time. The answer, no, I wouldn't quit my job to do this full time. I love my 9 to 5 as it provides health, insurance, steady income, 401k, structure, career growth, opportunities, etc. I enjoy the people
they caught this man in 4K. Talk about 401k, they caught you in 4K line.
Like the work that I do. I've been making videos for a very long time as a hobby and passion of mine. I left the 9 to 5 years ago to pursue videography and social media full time for a startup company. I traveled 2 to 3 weekends a month filming shows and content nonstop, while also filming and editing content throughout the week. Was making less money than I ever had and was working twice as hard. Got to the point of burnout and I started to lose the passion for video I always had. I realized that once my hobby, in quotes, became a job, it wasn't fun anymore. I ended up going back to corporate America and have never looked back. Taking the risk opened up my eyes to the beauty of having a good, stable job. There is something to be said for stability and routine. I started documenting my normal everyday life through this account to serve as my...
Zero said it's like he told you cheating is a sin and no one should cheat, but he still ended up cheating. 100%. 100%. It's just like, bro, like, if you ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel, okay. This is my perspective. I feel like a 9 to 5 is not for everybody. I feel like there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. And I feel like 9 to 5s should be normalized, and like, people avoid 9 to 5s. They're like, I don't want to work a real job. I don't want to work a real job. I feel like a failure because they want to be creatives or business owners or whatever the case. You might have to work in 9 to 5 for a particular amount of time for stability, to keep the family afloat, to keep food in your belly, to keep the lights on, to keep the AC, whatever the case might be. You might have to work that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But like, in terms of just like, oh yeah, we work in a 9 to 5 for 50 years, everything like that, and I love it, and you can't tell me nothing about it, and you can't, you know what I'm saying, you can't shame me out of that. I think that's crazy. I gotta charge the laptop. Hold on, this thing about to die. But yeah, when you glorify the 9 to 5 and say, look, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna be like 9 to 5 life. I'm gonna make it cool. I'm gonna make it cool to work in 9 to 5. All we doing is working 9 to 5. So I'm working 9 to 5, 9 to 5 game. That's all we doing. 9 to 5, baby. Or 1 to 9, whatever you're doing, right? And then you quit the job because you start popping off and you making money on it. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Creative outlet to my mundane office job. And now here we are. Moral of the story, you don't have to quit your job to pursue other passions. A 9 to 5 job is just a chapter in your story, not the entire book. Use a 9 to 5 to finance a life you truly want to live. Which I agree. I feel like your 9 to 5 should be used to finance the life you truly want to live. If that's what you want to do. Let's say you want to be a YouTuber. Hey, use your 9 to 5 to fund that YouTuber lifestyle. And then when you can quit your 9 to 5 to live that YouTuber life, then do that. But in Hub's Life's case, for at least this video, it's a bit contradicting when he's saying he wouldn't quit his full-time job and he loves his 9 to 5 and he genuinely likes the work that he does, then he ends up quitting. I can see why a lot of people are seeing it as a bit contradicting. Here's another video: why you should stick with your 9 to 5 job. Stability, benefits, job security, work/life balance, build steady wealth, low risk career development. But once again, he says use your 9 to 5 as a foundation to help you build the life you want. Like, I understand people are mad that he quit his job, but at the same time, like, we can't sit here and act like there weren't any signs. I think what makes it bad though is that he built his whole brand on the motto of like normalizing the 9 to 5s, yet he ended up quitting his 9 to 5. And the worst part is that he's now going live on TikTok and begging for galaxies.
Galaxy, bro. I gotta get a galaxy, guys. If I send me something, man. It's how I make it a living. I don't know if I saw a galaxy come through, man. I can't answer any of these. You gotta send me a galaxy, bro. Sam, thank you for the first gift. Roses on deck. I don't know. I think roses are like not a galaxy. I want to answer all these questions, but I really can't right now. Sam, where's the galaxy, bro? I'll answer like 10 questions if you send a galaxy.
This man sounds like a crackhead fiending for crack.
Here's another thing. I just want to say this real quick. A lot of times the Twitch guys, the Twitch streamers, they do like hype trains and stuff like that and roll calls, and they just beg for subs. And then it's crazy. It's only a big deal to me because it's like they get rich, right? They make 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 a month off of Twitch alone, Twitch ad revenue by itself. That's not YouTube. That's not TikTok, all these other places where they make money and advertisements. That's just regular Twitch streaming and subs. And then they come back out like with all this jewelry and fancy cars until like if someone calls them out, they say, "Oh, you broke. You'll never be like me. I got 8 chains. I got so-and-so. I got the rolling." And it's like, bro, I watched you. You literally begged for people to donate money to you. Like, what are we talking about right now? I don't know. That's just one of my pet peeves. It's the same thing with like celebrities in general, or even business owners, CEOs. It's like, you're rich because of us. We bought your product. We invested into your product. We made you rich. We keep your company afloat. The professional athletes, we pay the tickets. We buy the merchandise. We buy the jerseys. We keep the lights on in the arena. We are the reason that you make as much as you make. All that stuff. So it's like when you flex on people and say, "Oh, y'all broke. Y'all this, y'all that." The reason why you had that much money is because of the regular people. So stop. It's insane to me. It's insane to me when people flex money on regular people as influencers, as celebrities, as athletes, professional athletes, whatever the case might be. Because the only reason why you have that money is because of the public demand from a large amount of quote unquote regular people. It's just stupid to me. It's just dumb. Shah, mark my words. Influencers are going to be the new celebrities in the next 10, 15 years. And eventually Judge Dredd, Demolition Man, Total Recall, Fifth Element of how our future going to be. 100%, bro. 100%. It's already getting that way, but it's like, it's just crazy to me how, you beg your supporters to give you money. Same thing. Let's go back to Joe Budden, right? Let's go back to Joe Budden. Joe Budden, subscribe to the Patreon. Watch the video on Patreon. Pay for the Patreon. Do this. And then people, subscribe to the Patreon. And now what? Oh yeah, we made 20 million this year. Yeah, you know what we did. We made 20 million this year. Yeah, big independent. Yeah, we making more money than you and your favorite rapper. Like, hold on now. How'd you make 13 million of that 20 million? I just read the article. It say Patreon. You're paying supporters. Man, look. I know the way that YouTube algorithm works and social media. I know I'm going to eventually build some type of following. I already have a following right now, to be honest, like compared to what I used to have, right? I already have somewhat of a small following and things of that sort. Like, it's a following. I appreciate everybody and stuff like that. Who would I be to one day Zero come up or something like this. He say something right about the WNBA. You see how I did that? You see how man, come on, man. I'm too good at it. I'm too good at it. Shout out to Deontay Cal. Say Zero say something that I don't like about the WNBA. And I say, Zero, you broke. You da. You never make it. I made so much money talking about the WNBA on the internet. Da. Who was watching? Who was in the chat? Who donated to me during my streams? Zero did. When there was only 2 people in the chat, who was one of those 2? Zero was. So who would I be to talk about Zero? You ain't making no money like I'm making because of the WNBA. It's different. It's levels to this money game. Who would I be when Zero is the one that put me in a position to make the money? Zero put me in a position to get the bag. So why would I then turn around and then crap on Zero? That don't even make no sense. I say all that to say, Buddy's job is begging for donations on TikTok Live. Is crazy.
Yo, let me just get a Galaxy. Bro, let me just get a Galaxy. Like I'll do anything for a Galaxy. There's also this rumor going around on TikTok where people think Hub's Life rented out an office and continued to make his 9-to-5 videos. But during the research of this, I didn't find much proof of that. So I'm not going to say he did. I see a lot of people saying that he did on TikTok. And like, I feel like that's just crazy to say when there's no.
And that makes sense. That makes sense because he's directly teaching you how to get money versus like, but I can't shame someone for paying for Patreon for entertainment purposes. Because you pay for entertainment purposes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, that's just how you choose to spend your money. Some people go to the strip club. Other people will pay for a Patreon to laugh at Joe Budden for 3 hours. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially, you know, like I'm now a YouTube premium subscriber, right? I did it directly, you know what I'm saying, for like a lot of the subscribers when I react to videos like this. So it's not an ad popping up every 2 minutes while I'm trying to react to the video, right? And I'm like, subscribe. Once we get to 5K, I'm going to buy YouTube Premium, everything like that. However, now that I have it, it's extremely convenient. Like I can listen to music, no interruption. I can watch this video, no interruptions, everything like that. It's extremely convenient. I don't even like watching ads anymore at this point. When I watch ads on my work laptop, I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta wait 5 seconds to press skip ad, everything like that. And some people might just like the convenience of watching the podcast in this full raw form. You can watch it in this full raw form on Patreon. There's no bleeping out the words. You get to hear all the songs that they play as they play them. It's no copyright written where they mute the actual music and you just hear them talking over it. You get to see the full podcast experience. Some people might want to pay for the convenience of that. So, you know, I get why someone would do that for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why Zero's doing it, it makes the most sense of I'm doing it because this directly affects my pockets and how much money I make. It's an investment.
Proof of that. There's also this Reddit post I found where people think this drama surrounding his name is completely fake. Hot take. Hub's Life created fake drama to grow his brand. Until the last couple of days, Hub's Life views were plummeting. A lot of people turned their backs on him after he abandoned the 9-to-5 to do full-time content creation. Look at the number of views he was receiving a couple of weeks ago versus the views these last few days. His views now are almost comparable to the views he was getting when he worked his day job. He knew he needed to do something to fix it, so I'm fully convinced his stunt on TikTok was planned. He knew what would piss people off, and it worked. Views are up again. People are making videos about him and talking about him. He's relevant again. People are engaging with his content more, albeit a lot of negative, but all press is good press. Just my thoughts. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is not a bad theory. This is not a bad theory. I think if that was his goal to quit his 9-to-5 and get all this drama, I think that was a very good idea. But I wonder how this will work, let's say 3 months from now. Like, how do you keep this up? Because drama is quick, you know? People are on a drama, then they just move on, you know, to the next drama or next issue that's happening. So I wonder.
That's what I was saying. If this is rage bait, it's only going to work for a week or two. And then people going to move. Like, because eventually, what did they deal with over the long time? Just a regular Hub's Life dude, a former 9-to-5 employee. that's doing nothing crazy. Excuse me, my bad. Make sure the thing working. Okay, cool. He's just living a regular lifestyle, asking for galaxies. Eventually gonna leave again.
If this were to be true, how would Hub's life carry this for the next like 2, 3, 4 months,
Fact.
or at least year? What's funny is people also think that Hub's life's wife is tired of him being a lifestyle influencer or a full lifestyle influencer. The way his wife looks so fed up.
People always leave during reactions when I pause.
You can see she's kind of giving that man like, oh nah, I do not want to be on camera right now. But hey, we got to take into account they're at an airport. Sometimes airports, you go there while you're tired. You're not trying to talk to anybody. You just want to get on that plane and get over to where you're headed. But here's my opinion on the whole situation, right? I understand why people are mad, but if I was in his position, I'd probably do the exact same thing, just a bit differently. Like at the end of the day, it seems like he quit his job to pursue his passion and be with this kid more. And I'm pretty sure many of us would do the exact same thing. But the major issue with Hub's life is that people followed him because he was the quote unquote 9 to 5 guy. And now that he's not working his 9 to 5 anymore, he's not as relatable / interesting to his audience. The content that made him interesting was him working that mundane office job and him saying that it's okay to live a normal lifestyle. And now that that's gone, there's not really much of a reason for his audience to watch him. Even though he's still making the day in the life videos, those are nowhere near close to being as relatable as the videos where he was waking up for his job, tired, yet still going to work. Because a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people are working a job that they don't like, and they have to get up for it every day to pay the bills. And they saw Hub's life as like, oh, this guy is just like me. But now Hub's life is this full-time influencer, and people don't relate to him anymore because he's not the 9 to 5er like he used to be. I don't mean for that to sound like a 9 to 5 is a bad thing, because I don't think 9 to 5s are bad, but y'all get my point. And what makes it even worse is that he's begging on TikTok Live, saying that's how he makes a living, which makes it seem like he quit his job just to beg, when in reality, he quit his job because content creation seems like it was his passion, and he also wanted to spend more time with his son. I feel like if his content wasn't so heavily focused on him working his 9 to 5 and saying it's okay to work a 9 to 5, no one would care that he even quit. What makes this situation so bad is that to his audience, it looks like he did a complete 180, and a lot of people just don't like that. What he should have done differently, in my opinion, is maybe find a new content style or series that works, that wasn't so heavily focused on his 9 to 5. So when he quit, he could have still made that. But unfortunately, he didn't. And here he is now getting a lot of hate for quitting his 9 to 5. But yeah, that's the unemployed news for the day. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. That being said, this is going to wrap up the video. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate you. Twitch Cameron WAK, Instagram Cameron WAK, Twitter Cameron WAK, Discord link in the description. If you guys enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you guys check out my most recent video. It'll be right up here on the screen. Thank you guys for watching. It's Cameron, and I'm out.
Shouts out to Cameron, man. Another W video, bro. He makes quality content, dog. Shouts out to Cameron. But yeah, Zero was talking about like looking at life hacks. See, the thing about those, I watch those videos and I'm like, oh man, I should do that, and I never do them because not everyone can transition into a hobby type job. 100%. Yeah, everybody can't do that. But like, he definitely left because he was making more money doing content creation. But it's like dumb because it's like the reason why people are watching your content. Like, you just have to. You just have to, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to be cognizant of what's going on. It's like if my whole thing, right? If the thing that I was getting the most views for were just interviews with celebrities or press conferences, then okay, I know if I quit this job that's directly connected to that, will it affect the money I'm getting here, this or that, or can I work around that and still provide that for the people, for the channel? And you really have to, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to do content creation full time and you're making a lot of money from it with your job, you say, oh, I can just keep this going without my job and have more free time. You have to keep in mind, like, what is it that people like, bro? Like, people just have to know why people are watching you. In California, begging is a profession, 100%. Cali is expensive, dog. Like, they got Tent City out there. They got a large homeless population of a lot of people who went out there to originally chase their dreams and stuff like that. So 100% it was a good vid, Zero. But yeah, man, Zero just got off of work. I'm about to go to sleep, go back to sleep, get an hour or two before I have to go back to work. And you guys all take care of yourselves, man. Early morning stream, early AM stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. W stream, W stream. Appreciate you, Zero. Appreciate all the bots that was in here that told me I look like the UFC fighter, Michael Johnson. He said, I ain't mad at him, but just be honest with what you're trying to do. A cheat. Thank you. That was it. That was it. Like, it ain't nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5 and quitting it to go full time. But just don't diss like people who quit their full-time job and don't want to do full-time work just to do the same thing. Like, it's so crazy. Shouts out to all the bots that was calling me saying I look like Michael Johnson. Shout out to the dude that was like actually talking about Marco Plus, and it was crazy the way he was. I was like, bro, like, it's just a bot or not. Shouts out to the chat though. Y'all have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good night, have a good day whenever you're watching this. If nobody else told you today, I care for you. I will see you again on this channel tomorrow because I'm live each and every single day. You guys take care. It's hump day now. Hump day. Enjoy the rest of the week. And until next time, peace out.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.